More about line plots and analyzing. I want to talk about several points of line plots. Today I just have a simple line plot and it says members, number of siblings. So these are members and the number of siblings that they have. So when I look at this line plot, it doesn't look like much when I'm looking here, but it actually tells me a whole bunch of information. Each X is for a member that took the poll. And the numbers here are for how many siblings, sisters and brothers, that they have. So when I'm answering questions, I have to keep those two pieces of information in mind. Each X is for a member who answered the question, the survey that we gave, and the numbers here are for the number of siblings. So if I said to you, how many people have 0 siblings? A lot of students would choose 1 and 5 because there are no X's over 1 and 5. But if we think about the fact that 0 is the number of siblings and X is the people who took the poll, then we can look at 0 and say, oh, 3 people have 0 siblings. 3 members or 3 people have 0 siblings. And if I said to you, how many people have more than 3 siblings? Using the word more than means a higher number than 3. So if I look at 4, 5, and 6, I can see that altogether there are 3 people who have more than 3 siblings. And so that's what information you would use to read a line plot. I want to scroll up and go over something that we did in class. So this talks about line plots and bar graphs. So I have a bar graph here, and my job is to interpret that, analyze it, and then change it into a line plot. So when I'm looking at this bar graph, I see that we have, we can talk about favorite flavors of ice cream. And this is the number of people who took the survey. Okay? So these numbers in the scale stand for the number of people. When I'm looking here, I can see that it says vanilla. I know that 20 people chose vanilla ice cream. I can see that 30 people chose chocolate ice cream. For strawberry, the bar meets between 20 and 30, so I know that the exact number in the middle is 25. And then for CC is my way of saying chocolate chip. So I know that this line, a little bit above 40, if I wrote the next number, it would be 50. I can see that this is 45 people who chose chocolate chip. So my goal is then to transfer this information into a line plot. Now, I have my numbers here, but now I have to use different intervals. See, the scale on the bar graph is in intervals of 10 because it is counting by 10. But my scale on my line plot is going to have to be a little different because when I look at the information, I can see that it's in increments of 5, or it goes from 20 to 25. So I need some 5s in there. So when I go to make the scale, I'm going to start with the smallest number, which happens to be 20. And then I'm going to go to the largest number, which happens to be 45. So I'm going to write 45, or I'm going to count all the way from 20. And I'm going to count by 5 this time instead of intervals of 10 because I saw some data that has 25 in it. So there's 30, 35, 40, 45. Now I know that I only have 4 flavors. So when I go to make this line plot, I am only going to have 4 X's. And even though it looks very simple, it still will tell me a lot of information. So vanilla here, I know that it's 20. I know that 30 people chose chocolate. And I know that 25 people chose strawberry and 45 people chose chocolate chip. So I know that this is the types of ice cream and I'm just going to put IC for ice cream. Those are the types of ice cream, and this is my line plot. So when I look at it, I know that if each X stands for the type of ice cream, then I know that, and 20 is the number of people who chose that ice cream. I know that 20 people chose vanilla, and I can even label, here's my V, here's my chocolate, S, chocolate chip. So a line plot can be a very simple graph or a way to show information, and so this is just one of those ways, and you still can get good information, good data from it.